YouTube channel. Today we are going to study about the subject that is animal diversity, and the topic is Introduction to phylum Chordata. In that the subtopic is origin and ancestry of chordates. So there are different type of theories that put forth for the origin and the ancestry of chordates. So chordates are originated from invertebrates, but there is no reliable evidences because fossil record is lacking. Many theories were put forth for explaining the origin of chordates from invertebrate or non-chordates, but theories have major drawbacks and can't fully accept it. So in that, first theory is cylindric theory. According to this theory, it is it is believed that the chordates originated from coelenterids by losing their specialized feature like radial symmetry, nematocyst, and evolved advanced characters as a bilateral symmetry, segmentation, mesoderm, and the coelom. According to this theory, might have acquired higher characters independently. That's why this theory is not accepted. So you can see in the diagram, so explanation were there, but this theory is not accepted. So next theory is Nemertine theory. So chordates evolved from marine worm like animals called nemertines. The presence of median dorsal nerve in both chordates and nemertines. So cerebral ganglion was thought to correspond vertebrate brain, lateral nerve to the nerves of lateral line of fishes, but the proboscis sheath and cephalic pits are different in nature from the notochord and the gill slits. So proboscis and the cephalic pits completely different from the notochord and the gill slits. That's why this theory is not accepted. So the next theory is annelid theory. So according to the annelid theory, annelid shows bilateral symmetry, as we know that, metamerism and head coelom, as well as complete digestive system, closed circulatory system, and hemoglobin, etc. But annelids do not have notochord or gill slit, and notably annelids are protostome whereas chordates are deuterostome. So what is the difference between protostome and the deuterostome? Protos means first. So the first opening of the body, that is blastopore, which is converted or which is developed into the mouth, and in deuterostome, first opening of the body or the blastopore which is developed into the anus. So this is the main basic difference between the protostomes and the deuterostomes. So that's why this theory is also not accepted. So the next theory is arachnoid theory. This theory proposes the origin of chordates from Paleozoic arachnids. The common character between the phylum Arthropoda and Chordata is presence of dorsal exoskeleton, but the chordates do not have arthropod-like appendages, and the nerve cord is dorsal and hollow in chordate, whereas ventral and solid in arachnids. That's why this theory is also not accepted. The next is echinoderm theory. So echinoderm theory gives the different type of evidences. In that, first one is embryological evidences. So echinoderms and the chordates have enterocoelic coelom, mesoderm, and deuterostomous mouth. So what is enterocoelic coelom? So enterocoelic coelom is nothing but the coelom that is originated from the embryonic gut or the outpout or the digestive system. So the outgrowth of the digestive system that gives the coelom, and this coelom is known as enterocoelic coelom, and enterocoelic coelom is enterocoelic coelom, which shows the origin. That origin is endodermal in origin, and presence of mesoderm and deuterostomous mouth. As we know that deuterostomous mouth means the origin of the body, that is blastopore that developed into the anus, and the second opening of the body that developed into the mouth. That's why these echinoderms and chordates have deuterostomous mouth. In echinoderms and chordates, the central nervous system developed from dorsal of ectoderm. Again, this theory, that is echinodermal theory, gives the evidences. The next evidence is serological evidence. Similarity exists between the protein of the body fluid of chordates and echinoderms. So, the protein of the body fluid of chordates and echinoderms, that shows the similarity. Again, in echinoderm, the similarity exists between the body fluid and the body fluid of chordate and the echinoderms. Along with that, the primitive and the early echinodermal larva, that shows the bilateral symmetry, but the adult echinodermal larva, that shows the radial symmetry or the pentamerous symmetry, for example starfish. Okay. Again, but the primitive larva of echinoderm, that shows the bilateral symmetry. So this is the main difference here. So the chordate as well as echinoderms, that shows the bilateral symmetry. Again, the biochemical similarities. During the muscular contraction, all the deuterostome use an identical phosphogen, the creatine, in the energy cycle. Again, in invertebrate that use arginine for the energy cycle. Hemichordate and echinoderms use both, that is arginine phosphate as well as creatine phosphate, suggesting hemichordates are connecting link between the chordates and the invertebrates. So these are invertebrates. Okay. So there are the different types of theories, and different type of theories gives the different type of evidences, and these theories are not fully accepted. So the origin of the chordates, for the origin of the chordates, different theories put forth, but not a single theory is fully accepted. Some theory have a lacuna or the drawbacks, so that's why the theories were not fully accepted. Thank you. So you can see here the origin of the chordates. So bilateral symmetry, so the triploblastic animal is the origin. So this is the origin, and again this origin that shows two types, deuterostomes and the protostomes. So deuterostomes that leads to the chordates, chordate leads to the different type of phylums, echinoderms, Amphioxus, Tunicata, Craniata, and the vertebrates. So some phylums and some are the classes, that shows the deuterostomous origin or the deuterostomous mouth. Thank you.